Hello friends, I'm here with JT. He's a fellow member of the ETAA, that's the East Tennessee Aquatic Association. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it aquatic or aquarium is why I keep getting tripped up on.
Aquatic.
Yeah, so he's agreed to let us take a tour. I've already kind of done a brief walk around of his place. Oh my God, guys, I'm such an amateur. You're not gonna believe the stuff that this guy's got going on in his place. So stick around, we're gonna take a walk. Tell me, how did you get started? Like, I mean, you've obviously been keeping animals since you were a child, right?
Reptiles and fish since I was a kid in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Okay, so you're a Florida man.
Yeah.
You're officially a Florida man.
That makes sense.
So that will explain some of this, maybe. but seriously, really, you seem to have almost an equal love for reptiles as fish, or is it? How does it steer with you?
It was probably, as growing up as a kid, more reptile, but I've changed to fish and aquatics over a period of time. But a little bit of both right now. Everything aquatic, basically, which fits for our club.
Yeah. So, So, how long have you lived here? How long has all this kind of come together?
2018.
2018.
Yeah. I did have some stuff before in my older house, and we moved some of that, but it was a much smaller scale than what I've got now. So.
What percentage of your time is maintenance for these creatures?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Is it a little or a lot?
It can be either or. I go in like swings where I'll go through and maintenance everything, but most like every 2 weeks I'm really updating stuff and keeping everything.
Well, if you do like a sort of consistent maintenance on your stuff, then you can go a few days or weeks, and it's all right.
Well, I try to set a lot of my filters up as like you can go weeks. Some of my filters I don't even change for months. So
yeah.
But like feeding is pretty frequent and consistent. So
yeah. So how long does it take you do you go all around all at once, or do you do like some creatures in the morning and
different like that? Yeah, it's kind of spread out. So
all right, so we're going to take a look around, and he's going to show us all the stuff. I think we're going to start with these turtles.
Yeah, let's go.
Turtles. All right. So in here we've got a turtle enclosure, or a couple of turtle enclosures. What are these guys?
So these are sulcata tortoises.
Oh, and there's one out over there.
They just finished their morning breakfast. And then,
will it freak them out if I walk in there?
No, you can walk in there. This enclosure is not too old. It's only been going up for like 2 months now. But of course, they're going to get huge, probably up to 150 pounds at full adults each. So this is just their enclosure until they outgrow it.
Is there anything that's important to know with these guys?
Really varied diet. They eat a little bit of everything. A lot of grasses.
So they get how big?
150 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty normal. Sometimes even bigger. They could be 150 to 200. And they will outlive us.
Wow. What do you do with them when they get that big? I mean,
put them in a wheel.
I guess you got to will them off to someplace. What's going on over here?
This is just a little snapping turtle pond put together this season.
Wow, he's hiding right now. I'm not going to stick my hand in there and kind of encourage him out. But yeah, a little snapping turtle pond. Okay. Got some floating plants and stuff.
No, these guys are generally pretty good at hiding.
Oh yeah, look at that. These poor little turtles under there.
And really, you just kind of pick up everything, and there's tortoises.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, he's like, don't go, don't leave me.
Best thing I can do is like, I got a little water line right there.
Yeah.
And I just like run water, and so it's constantly filling fresh water in their bowls, and makes it very easy.
Oh, so you just like turn on a hose or something?
Yeah, it's that little mini hose right there.
Oh, okay, way over there.
One day when we get our Wi-Fi better outside, I'm actually going to have like a on-off like auto system, and then even to the ponds to where it can just keep it filled, keep it fresh water and whatnot.
Okay. All right. Ah, the sounds of the city. So aside from all the animals, oh yeah. Aside from all the animals, this is a really gorgeous place. You can tell you have a real love for nature and bottles.
And that's called the McCarty Meadow right there. We got tired of mowing that hill.
Uh-huh.
So we just like left it and just let it grow kind of wild. So.
Gorgeous. So tell me about this pond.
This is my recent little experiment pond. I plan to do a bunch of different plants this year, like aquatic plants, aquarium plants, and just kind of see what grows good and what doesn't. So kind of got a little bit of everything in there. Some pearlweed, some different types of woodwigia.
You know what does great is dwarf sag.
Okay.
Dwarf sag, I even overwinter it. It freezes over and it's still okay.
Yeah.
So
I've got some of that downstairs. So there's a little visitor pond right there.
let's see if I can sneak up on him.
Oh,
Did he go in the water?
yeah.
Oh well. It's like, know your business.
So I'm going to be doing, I just kind of recently started this up.
You just don't see one of these outdoors very often.
Now, I feel like the aquarium also does all this.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Like in those,
Well, they make them.
and stuff, yeah.
So that pump is running into this trickle filter. And that's just all coming out. Very cool. You got plastic media in there and like some, do you ever change the foam, or do you feel like you don't really need to? Or?
I have to rinse it out because there is a lot of debris from the trees.
Yeah, I guess so. There's quite a canopy over this too. It's not just exposed right to the sun. Very cool. Yeah, good luck with your plants.
I'm going to find out what works and what doesn't.
Look at all the succulents and stuff off the side of this wall.
All my wife's herbs that she grows. Everything has a pretty great smell if you just kind of like smell it. Get your finger in there. Oh, this stuff is
Smells better than my armpits.
smell.
Mmm. Really gorgeous wall.
Clearly see I have a love for tortoises and turtles.
Oh yeah, there's little turtles everywhere. So you've been keeping turtles since you were quite young, right?
Oh yeah. So I actually had a bunk bed when I was a kid, and the top bunk was a tarped in box turtle enclosure.
Gorgeous. More turtle friends.
These are the greeting torts.
The greeting tortoises.
Here's my shameless plug for EPA.
Our club's little display. So tell me about this pond.
Just got some different little like Tonga style goldfish in there. Actually got from another club member. A couple different aquatic plants. There's a resident snake that lives around here that you see on a daily basis.
He lives in there.
Yeah. And then usually there's between 10 and 15 frogs that'll just jump in the water and walk up too, but they're hiding at the moment. And some probably
Some really enormous plants and stuff. How do you filter that? Is it all out of that big bucket in the back?
Yeah. So there's a bunch of lava rock and macalamat. I love macalamat for both aquariums and ponds. Like it's really one of the best locations. It's essentially just matted fireballs that you can trim and cut to whatever perfect size you want.
That's really cool. All right. Oh, but just wait. You haven't seen anything yet. It just keeps getting neater and neater as we go along, so stick around. Also a dog lover. You're friendly dog. You're friendly dog. Oh.
That's penny and copper.
Penny and copper. Oh, you guys. Okay, so tell me about this. Is a saltwater tank.
So this is saltwater. This is a 20-gallon tall with a lot of L's. It's a 20 gallons triangle tank.
20-gallon tall.
It's kind of like a project tank at the moment. I'm working on a new background, like a DIY background that'll look like the purple rocket stuff that we use in saltwater aquariums, and it'll be pretty cool. Probably won't have any live corals, maybe at the top, some basic corals. But I've had this freshwater before, and I changed it over to salt, and I really enjoy it.
So this one's got a little secret filter.
Yeah, and this has got the window filter right here.
Window seal filter. Any trouble with algae doing that?
No, I don't really have any sun on that back side of the house. So.
Oh, that helps a
Yeah.
lot. Very neat.
Which also we have ceramic ceiling panels, so like we have like little algae grow on top because there's no sun on that side. So
Oh, okay.
it's something I'm always fighting on the outside of the house, but it's an old ceramic roof.
Thirsty? Slurp, slurp.
This is the Manimal room.
The Manimal room. All right.
It's a man cave / animal room.
All right. Where should we start first? You want to start
We
over?
could start out with this 60-gallon cube. I have currently in here 2 flame angels. I'm hoping to breed them one day. I know that sounds crazy. A lot of people don't just try and focus on one fish in a saltwater aquarium, but I've just got this 60-gallon cube just dedicated for them. Some of the corals just started waking up, but there's a little guy hiding back there, and then I've got them separated right now because they are fighting. I've got to introduce slowly to hopefully get them to pair one day.
Didn't you say they're
Heteromorphic.
heteromorphic?
Yeah. So they're kind of like clownfish, where one will become the female, the dominant, and then hopefully they'll pair and they won't kill each other.
So do they all start off as males? All start off as females?
I think so. Clownfish, I believe they all start off the same, like all males. But these guys are a male and female. Just one, whoever becomes the most dominant, will change to that. So I'm still doing a lot of research on them. They're babies and juveniles at the moment.
What's going on down here?
So this is just a little 20-gallon long. I've got a Wyoming white clownfish, and then the other one, what is that for? A Wyoming white and and it's called something frost.
Did you get these out at Jeff City?
Yes. So all the clownfish I have are from Sustainable Aquatics.
Sustainable Aquatics.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get them through other local fish stores, but they're
right. But just about every really cool clownfish is from that place, right? They do. Yeah. They're another little local gem that we have here.
This is another DIY filter there.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of playing with the idea and whatnot, see how it goes.
That's pretty cool. So just running through this, I guess that would be like a water filter for any number of things.
Yeah.
Just a Home Depot water filter.
Rural King, I believe.
Rural King, yeah, okay. And then back down in there. Very cool. All right. So how many gallons is this?
This is a 210.
So this is like what's in my living room, sort of.
Just
better cabinet.
Well, this has seen some better day cabinets. Two red Feste terriers, male and female.
Okay.
And there's one big Placo in there as well. But I hope to, try them at breeding one day. The female, she's not her bright red that she was in one of her other tanks. I think she darkens up just to kind of avoid him. And
Yeah.
I feel like her size is what's keeping her back right now. But he's definitely nested and tried to coax her over here, but she really doesn't want anything to do with it. So I keep that light diffuser in there just as a divider so she can escape from him sometimes, because he'll chase her every once in a while. Try and get her over here in this breeding spot. He's pretty big. He's about close to 12 inches.
Is this full grown for a red tear?
Yeah, they maybe another inch or two, but it's definitely one of the fattest ones I've seen. I've actually never seen them this big, but I do know they get pretty decent size.
Wow. Is that just a common Placo hiding?
Yeah.
Hiding down there, hanging out down there.
I get a lot of my fish from just like Facebook and people that need to get rid of them or rescue. So I kind of call them like rescues per se. So
it's easy to find a rescue Placo, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is you don't see this very often.
So this is a 30-gallon zero edge.
Wow.
Basically the water just got this little boat action.
Oh, you got clowns in there too?
Yeah, there's a pair. Black. This is just a black ocellaris, and the other one's like a mocha.
Really interesting. Where did you get this thing?
Facebook.
Really?
Yeah. The guy actually didn't know what it was. He didn't know that it did this. He was going to put crabs in it, and he traded he traded it for shrimp, and for like freshwater shrimp, and he got it.
Really?
Yeah. And then,
how many freshwater shrimp for this thing?
Well, not for me.
Oh,
so
okay.
I bought it for him, and then once I loaded in my truck and explained what it was, he's like, "Man, that's kind of cool." He's like, "Wish I did. I wish I knew that before I got rid of it." I was like, "Well, it's already loaded in the truck, bro. Sorry." But
wow.
A lot of Pallies and Zoes.
The only time I've ever seen one of these is at a store. I've seen a couple at a store, and I've seen a couple at events.
I will tell you, you have to have an auto top off.
Oh.
So I've got an auto top off that goes directly to a RO filter in that room over there. So it runs all the way through here because this thing is a gallon a day of like evaporation. Yeah. You couldn't keep up with it.
It's really hot in here. What temperature do you keep it?
So it's generally like 75, 76, but I mean humidity very strong. And then
I think it's the humidity.
I do have a dehumidifier, so but it's it's doing all the work it can.
This glisten, that's where that's coming from.
Well, there's so many lights, and then there's a lot of heaters, and then a lot of reptiles. That's what you got to have. So
you got quite a lot of light on here. It doesn't seem that bright to just sit and look at it, but you've got that little Kessel here, the tuna, or not the tuna sun, but the other one, and this oceanic, ocean revive. Very, very gorgeous tank. Now, which way do you want to go? You want to go this way?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
this is Esteban and his 50 angel friends.
hello, Esteban. Esteban's a Caiman.
Yeah, curved ears dwarf Caiman.
How big does Esteban get?
He'll only get about the 4 feet, and he's right at like 3 feet right now.
So he's a teenager. How active is he?
Well, when it's feeding time, he gets pretty active. I don't know if he's interested right now, but he has so far not eaten any of his angelfish that I can tell.
How many angelfish did you say were in here?
Around 50.
What kind of considerations did you make when you built this enclosure? What kind of thing? What are like a Caiman's needs?
Okay, so they've got to have a decent sized land section. They've got to have a good amount of water. Everything else is just aesthetics for me, for the most part. He's happy with this warm water. There's a filter under this that runs. It's about 200-gallon size filter, and this is when it's full, about 700 gallons. Right now, it's probably about 500 in there. I keep it kind of low just so he can come up here and stand and eat.
So what's full, all the way to here, or
yeah,
probably not for the land, all the way to the top of the land.
Probably
right?
about right here is full. So,
okay.
Is what I could fill it up to, but I kind of keep it a little low while he's like eating up here at the front because he's got to have his mouth out of water. So he'd be struggling. He'd have to go over there with his food and like throw it back.
Oh, okay.
But he'll come up here once in a while, bask in his heat lamp, and then every once in a while. Usually he does his bathroom work back here. And then I've got this like slide up door that I created.
So you can get in there.
Yeah, that's how I get in there and just do all the cleaning and whatnot. And
does he go to a particular place?
just kind of in this area right here. I'm gonna make them a hide here eventually when I make the tortoises a better hide. This is what they do. They just kind of hang up front, wait till you feed them.
Do they ever have babies?
So I have seen some breeding pairs, like basically all off in the corner doing their own thing.
Yeah.
The problem is they breed where he likes to hide underneath that little ramp.
Oh.
And I know he just went in there and just like
Decimated.
butchered everything. Yeah, it is this little stand action.
Will he jump all the way up?
He can probably go to right about here. So I always tell like when like my friends come with like kids and stuff, just don't put your hands on top and you're good.
So I will jump like the biggest bush you ever saw. Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, he's my dream pet. Come in like up to the glass sometimes. He's not moving too much, and they'll both be sitting at the glass just waiting for him to get him. And they'll literally like be swimming around him.
All this foam work on the walls. So extra.
It's pretty fun. I feel like it really didn't take that super long, but it was a mess.
I think for most people, just having the space is hard, you know?
Yeah. Well, I tried to be, put the filter underneath the land portion as efficient as I can do. Try and conserve most of the room.
I'm trying not to be the stupid photographer. It's hard. It's hard.
Oh, put your hand in there.
It's when I get so close and stuff. It's like
And then this is Snoopy.
Snoopy.
So I've had him for, he's definitely 20, 23, 24 years old now. But I've had him since I was in like 10th grade in high
Wow.
school. And he's a really gorgeous stepping turtle. Like, look at that face pattern I love about him. He doesn't just look like a normal mud snapper that you normally have. But
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm lighting it up so I can see a little better. Oh, wow. You can see us. That camera's scary. I guess he bites.
he is pretty fast. It's fun to feed though. Him and Esteban.
Yeah, if he jumps up, I'll
actually
like
had
a wuss, I'll jump up
I
to
actually
him.
had him in college. Like all 4 years in Maryland college.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they let me keep him in a big clear bin that I had filtered underneath my bed.
What is this tub he's in? Is this like one of those?
Yeah, this is just like a Harbor Freight.
Do they sell
Harbor
these
Freight,
for
like co-op or whatnot.
for animals to like a trough or something?
Yeah, like stock pond. But now, both of these are filtered to the same filter underneath
Okay.
this lane portion.
And did you say that the Caiman will defecate usually in the same place?
Generally, yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
sort of like, is it just, I've noticed some lizards will do that.
I'll see him come out now. He's nervous.
Yeah, it's probably in.
It's pretty weird. When I bring a bunch of people down here, he does like keep it to himself. Sometimes he'll go like in the corner or whatnot. But when it's just me, I'm usually messing right here, and he like slams in the back and like wants my attention. So like he knows how to, and then he just says, "Feed me, I want food." So.
Does he beg for food and stuff?
Oh yeah, he comes up here with his mouth open and tries to get my attention.
What a cutie.
He's skittish.
Okay, I'll go real slow. So what is this here?
It's the Indo Dagenham.
Yeah, that's it. Well, he didn't go all the way away. Where are they from?
Indonesia.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is a 300-gallon 4x8 flat. This is what I keep my Stingray Alejandro in. And then there's also 2 black-banded leporinis in there as well.
A lot of plants. And a big, is this what you catch them out with? This big fishing rod?
Yeah.
Do you like fishing too?
Oh yeah.
I know she got a lot of fish everywhere. All right. What's down here underneath?
So this is Mrs. Puff. This is the Fajaka puffer.
Wow.
And then, you know, some of my best planted tanks I've had snails in. She will not allow any snails in there. She will eat every single one of them. And I usually feed her snail diet as well as like fish and other even pellets and whatnot. But she definitely has the beaks to cut up about anything you throw in there.
How many gallons is this tank?
It's just a 60-gallon.
Is it one of those 60 talls?
Yeah. I've actually got a 110-gallon Red Sea that I'm gonna put over here. I'd say fairly soon. And that'll be probably her forever home because she's starting to get pretty big for the spring.
Yeah, she is.
And I had some endlers in there,
Gorgeous.
but she's eventually eaten them all. You throw them in there and they last for several months, but she'll eventually catch them all. She's pretty slow compared to endlers most of the time.
Yeah, she gets them when they're sleeping, I bet.
Yeah. There's some of that dwarf sedge in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll grow good outside. It gets huge too. It looks almost like Valisaria, I guess, when you get outside.
There it is. Alejandro.
So I've seen stingrays in the stores a couple of times. What does it take to really keep them?
So a varied diet, a really big habitat. Again, it doesn't have to be tall. It just has to be super wide. A lot of people maybe get a stingray in they think, oh, okay, I've got a 120-gallon tank. Well, long term, that's not going to really last them their forever type of home. They really need minimum of 4x8 footprint or bigger. This is a male, so he's not going to get as big, but like the females can get up to 30 inches. So if I had a female, I would have to, you know, look at even a bigger tank than this. And this is, you know, it's not very tall, but it's 4x8, and then a big filtration. So a lot of bio media to where it really can handle. Plus, like, you know, they produce a lot of ammonia, so all these plants, roots and stuff just absorb that up.
You got like just a mountain of pothos. Oh, that's probably the most pothos I've ever seen in one place outside of like a jungle or the forest.
I try and put the roots in a lot of my aquariums, but yeah, they're pretty cool though. They're not super. It's just a varied diet, I think, and then making sure they have just a general like aquarium tools that they need as far as good, healthy water.
What? Where is the filter on this?
So it's behind this 60-gallon.
Oh, okay.
You might have a better angle.
Oh, behind here somewhere. That's fine.
Not an above tank. Not above trickle filter.
Wow. And how big did you say this enclosure is?
300 gallons.
300 gallons.
And it's got a center drain that goes into that filter.
Okay. Oh, so it pours over the middle? Oh, I see it now.
Yeah. This was actually a frag tank, and I turned it into a stinger tank.
This looks like the kind of tank I saw something like this at the Bermuda Triangle in Chattanooga.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where they have that where it's got the column in the middle and it flows over the top and then it goes into the filter that way.
I got it from a guy in Tennessee here, but he bought it in Georgia, so it's traded hands a couple times. It's just kind of like a little grow out. Frontoses.
Fontoses grow out?
Yeah, and some joys in there. It's all tangy constituents. There's another little bucket filter style filtration.
Literal bucket from Home Depot. So is this basically made like a trickle filter and stuff?
Yeah.
So you do a lot of pumps and trickle filters. I haven't seen, I guess you've got some sponges too, but
Yeah.
usually guys like you'll have just tons of sponges everywhere. You like making filters though, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, I've tried every little bit of thing I can imagine.
He's tried every bucket filter made. All right, so you got a wall of tanks here.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta get me.
Does he just let you hate the one like that?
So like he's just all they do. They're anglerfish, and he's got a big fat belly right now. I can see most of those little rosy reds that are in there.
Oh, so these guys are food for him?
Yeah, this is just his little tank.
What is it called?
Chaka Chaka catfish.
Chaka Chaka catfish.
They're really interesting fish. I keep the sand super low so he doesn't just bury himself hot all the time.
Yeah.
But he's pretty funny.
So not super exciting, but really interesting.
He's really an ugly, beautiful fish.
Speaking of ugly and beautiful, you got a lungfish?
Yeah, African lungfish. Then I plan on relocating him in the basement and then making this like an all planted with some CO2 on it.
Yeah.
I want to do a lot of plants this summer.
You know, CO2 helps a lot, but you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
I think if you got having a lot of fish seems to help almost as much.
Yeah.
And down here, what you got going on down here?
So this is a little bit of a hodgepodge tank, but mostly all mass Julies. And then in another tank I have some Dick Feldeye Julies.
You really like Julie's a lot, don't you?
Oh yeah, they're part of the Tanganyikan family, and I really enjoy Tanganyikan cichlids. I've got a huge tank over here, Frontosa, that are probably my favorite African cichlid.
All right.
This is just a planted tank. I will say something. What's unique about this? There's like a beta and whatnot, and a little blue ram, but this sponge filter right here is just engrossed with Java fern.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So everything
Oh
Java
gosh,
fern
yeah.
grows on that one sponge filter.
It's actually a great place to grow plants and
Yeah.
stuff. I've had a lot of plants kind of latch on, and I just kind of go with it.
If the aquarium hobby was really smart, like stores, they would take Java filters and pre-seed them.
Oh yeah.
Or take the sponge filters with Java fern, pre-seed them. And,
Yeah, instead of rocks and coconuts and stuff. Another big tank. This is that's even bigger. Is this this is bigger than 210, isn't it?
No, this is a 150.
That's a 150?
Yeah.
Oh, it's narrow, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. And I've got a 150 and a 130 back to back, and one's freshwater, one's saltwater.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I call it the island tank.
What size are these small ones?
So these are all 20 gallons.
20 talls.
Yep. I've got breeding Dick Feldeyes. This is my quarantine tank with a little Oscar in there.
Okay.
Pretty cool. I've got two big apple snails I got from a member in our group. This is pretty much just the snail tank. There's really just like a couple random fish in there, and then I've got a ton of colony of blue dream shrimp.
And this is sort of an overflow area for your quarantine fish, and
Yeah.
another place to stick a fish if you need
And
to
then here I've
separate
got a
them.
trio of clownfish that are a bunch of goofballs, two paratilapia, star night cichlids, two red devils, and that big catfish right there.
Now you're curious. I'm like, what's that big lens? Is that an eyeball? Yeah. That's adult clownfish to get pretty big.
Oh, there's also some random little pleco there.
Yeah. At random pleco. Okay. So this, I was going to ask you with your turtles, you overwintered them in here, right?
Yes. Yeah, this is their little. I do have a garage with a room in the basement, and that'll be when they get too big for this area, I'm going to insulate that whole room in the garage. They're going to have their own, because they will get massive.
Yeah. So tell me about this tank.
So this is a 7 foot long 275 that I have nothing but Frontosa And I think I had like 2 plecos, a green phantom, and a watermelon royal pleco. And then, so there's tons of different generations here. I've got between Burundi Frontosa and then several Black Widow Frontosa as well. And you can see the babies in this corner, the little teens in this corner, and then usually the adults are hanging in the back in the dark one.
And another crazy
Yeah,
on
so
top filter. Huh?
This is all like commercial grade kitchen containers, and I just made a filter out of them. And it works really well.
And it's again that trickle style filter where the water comes in the top.
I really fell in love with like above tank filters.
Yeah.
They've slowly because you don't have the same issues that you have with canister filters and leaking and whatnot. And they've just taken my heart as far as filtration goes.
Yeah, if they leak, they go back in the tank.
Exactly.
It's great. And then another pond, indoor pond.
Yeah. So this is a 700-gallon pond that I used to have some pretty big catfish in here. But then there was an electrical issue and they all died.
Oh no.
But I did learn some cool tricks of the trade as far as utilizing like power on your phone outlets. And then so they have actually notifications. So most everything you see here, they're not only like running the lights as far as the light schedule, but they also, if that breaker turns off, it'll send a message on your phone, and then you'll notify me. So it went like just over 24 hours, and I mean these were like huge 3-foot long catfish, red tail, and tiger shovel nose.
Oh wow.
I keep the water low right now because I don't want to put a net over it
Right.
for the peacock bass so they don't jump.
Make it a little harder for them to jump out. Looks like we've got another puffer over here.
Yeah, this is a 135 saltwater. So the exact same footprint as the 150, it's just a shorter tank. So if you see the 150 is just slightly, it like sits in that stand.
Oh,
And then I
okay.
custom built this, and this is actually sitting on top.
So what all you got going on in this tank?
So I just have a kind of random assortment of little saltwater crustaceans and whatnot, as well as little pinfish, and then this checkerboard puffer. Probably the most aggressive fish I've got. He's just crazy insane. Eats everything you throw in there. But
Another-
has to mess with that other fish.
Another above the tank
Yeah.
trickle filter.
But you won't normally see a sump above the tank, but in this case I did it because I like it so much that way.
How big does this puffer get?
I'd say you probably get about at least a foot. I've seen them in the water when I was fishing down in Florida.
Did you catch him and bring him back, or
Yeah.
did you?
The plan for this tank was and still is going to be lionfish.
Lionfish. Oh,
Catch them in the Florida waters and bring them back here. And,
You
that's,
said-
that's my form of conservation.
you said you went down there and there were no lionfish.
Yeah, I came back with these guys instead.
What's up with this problem with all these lionfish and yet there aren't any? We got freshwater down here. What's going on with that?
Yeah, this is just a 75. So this is partly the tortoise enclosure. So they get their own aquarium, as well as he's back there hidden, but he's a Jack Dempsey.
Oh, okay.
Male. He was pretty aggressive where the guy had to get rid of him. So I've just put him in here for right now, but eventually I'm going to put him with my other cichlids.
And it's got a nice little place to kind of chill out, and
Yeah.
think about things.
And I'll probably turn this into just another grow out or something.
It was funny is when we were here before, I didn't even notice that you had an in-wall tank.
Oh yeah.
The kind of thing that would be like the first thing I'd notice in any other room.
Well, when you have a pond, I mean, it kind of takes.
What's
Yeah. This
what's
is probably
going
the first tank I put in the house, and I went and built this. And it's just a star sapphire cichlids, and there's a big parrot cichlid in there. He's hiding. That's an albino blackbill right there. And then there's a bunch of little koi doors that sit in the back corner over there.
Oh yeah.
And these guys, when they get to adults, they'll look gorgeous. See how he's starting to flake right there?
Yeah.
They'll really just like color up as they get a little bit older. They'll get 6-7 inches long, decent size.
Really pretty. So this is JT's dungeon, and he's asked me back here. I'm not sure what you want me to crawl in this. What?
So this is the 210 filter right here.
Okay.
Which literally goes behind that wall and into the 210 aquarium. And And then this is my RO mixing station, where I basically have you fill this up with the auto top off, and then you pump it through in here, and then you just shut off a bunch of valves to where this is mixing, and then once it's mixed, you take this hose and you go and fill your aquariums.
Oh, wow.
And then everything is driven off this house filter system right here. And then here's my RODI water system.
Wow. How much, what do you do with the wastewater for RO?
So
you just send it back up?
Goes in here. In my plumbing.
And you just pump it out to the pond or something?
Well, no, this is house plumbing right here. So this just goes like normal.
Oh, okay.
But it goes with that. Now, this has a double canister for the RO. So it actually takes the wastewater and recycles it again. So there's very little water compared to just one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then this is a part of the filter system to where you can have it running to other tanks, like the auto top-offs.
Yeah.
And this will turn on and off, so it's not just constantly running with this little valve right here.
Wow, that's cool. And that's
Definitely a dungeon.
And that's enough RO to do all these saltwater tanks and stuff?
Yeah, they're each 55-gallon drums, so I'll move so much over, and then I'll just do a couple tanks at a time. I can't do all 5 of them at once.
Yeah.
But I can do most of them.
How long does it take to refill and stuff?
Just like less than a day, usually, for that RO to refill. So.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's like impossible to capture
Yeah, it's a weird
all of it. All right, JT, thank you so much for your tour. What? I guess the last thing I have to say is, like, what does food cost you?
Oh man, I don't know that question. It's all across the board. Of course,
have you experimented with like some live food and stuff, like
yeah.
from Cassandra and?
Not to that level yet, but I'm thinking about maybe doing some type of cultures. Definitely when my saltwater flame angels get to breeding.
Yeah.
That's going to be one, but I mean I'll catch bait fish. I go to the fishing stores as well as buying all the time. It does add up, but I just don't look at the cost.
you gotta.
I'd rather not know.
You really got to put some of that aside when you
yeah.
want to keep a collection to that degree.
Yeah.
Is there a particular type of fish food you think works better than others? Is there one
Probably,
you recommend?
like my favorite brand is Extreme. I do like that because they've got a big wide variety, but I'm interested in Northfin. I have 2 different sizes of that, and the fish seem to like them as well as Sierra. That's a good brand as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I balance a lot with like frozen and lives as well. So I try to do like meaty, especially for the big fish downstairs.
Do you have any plans for future expansions? Like, are there more? I didn't see a lot of more room, but is there anything else you want to do?
So just the tortoises, I guess. I'm going to have to expand their closure here in the next couple of years. I do plan on taking my 700-gallon pond, and creating like a big wall where you can see it, like a glass panel. And it'll probably be like 1,200 to 1,500 gallons at that point in time. That will probably be like in a year or so.
Okay.
And that's probably my next real big, and it may be saltwater.
Do you have any social media or anything you want to shout out?
Just
Instagram or anything?
East Tennessee Aquatic Association. I'm a board member on the club, and it's our local East Tennessee area as well as like Knoxville. We have our meetings every second Saturday at the Blunt Mansion Center in downtown Knox. So that's kind of like what I represent as East TAA.
That kind of goes for all of you folks too. Like, come to the Facebook page and check it out. Kind of see what the club members are up to.
Yeah.
Join in the discussion if you want, as long as you're nice. No meanies. Or come to Knoxville and attend one of the meetings. We give away a lot of stuff. We all bring stuff and donate it back to the club and other club members, and we share our hobby with each other. And it is a fantastic place to be.
We've definitely got great guest speakers, and it's really educational, and that's really what we're all about. It's just expanding the community and educating. So.
Very good. Well, that's all we got for you today. Big thanks, JT.
Yeah, no problem.
For showing us around. Follow your bliss. Keep a clean tank. Keep a clean Manimal room. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.